Hi, I'm Tim Brown. I'm a designer. I'm the CEO of IDEO and board member of IDEO.org. I'm not sure it's really failure that we celebrate, even though we have to be comfortable with the idea of failure. What it is that we're celebrating is the learning that comes from failure. The learning that comes from trying something out, maybe pushing it a little bit too far, or maybe trying an experiment that you wanted to learn from, and it didn't quite work out how you expected, but in some ways, the learning that came from that unexpected failure was maybe more valuable than the success might have been. If you think about it, the whole scientific method, which is quite close to design thinking in many ways, is designed to learn through failure. An experiment, which is a hypothesis, an experiment that you design to test that hypothesis, and then an outcome from which you learn. More often than not, those experiments prove that you didn't know what you thought you knew, and that through that process you've learned something unexpected. And so what my advice to people who feel uncomfortable with the idea of failure is, don't think of it as failure. Think about designing experiments through which you're going to learn. When it comes to implementation, that's when you probably don't want quite as much failure to happen, because it starts getting a bit more expensive then, right? You're putting all this effort into making something. But even then, you need to be constantly experimenting and constantly refining. So there's an opportunity to learn through these experiments by continuing to prototype. You just probably want to try and avoid having a big failure right at the end.